Hey you guys! It's literally me and Jackie! I'm funny. Sometimes I buy stuff, sometimes I say stuff, and sometimes I do stuff. What's up guys? Thank you so much for clicking on this video! We are here to talk about finally the updates to the Gothic Farmhouse that have happened in the last year. First of all, please forgive my voice. I am getting over a cold. So when you see some of this footage that I'm about to show, I did record it while I was kind of sick, so my voice is a little bit... Anyway, so last year I posted a video called the Gothic Farmhouse Home Tour. In that video, I went into extreme detail about a lot of the things in the Gothic Farmhouse, so I'm gonna link it up here if anybody is interested in hearing more about some of the cool things that I have downstairs. Please check that one out if you want to get a little bit more kind of personal stories about some of the things in the house. This one is going to go over some of the more upgrades that we've done in the last year. Now, if you're new here and you haven't caught any of my get readies with me or anything that I have talked about, earlier this year, we had kind of a home problem that we had to fix. It was kind of like a little bit of an emergency. I bought this house when I was single back in 2008, and I met my husband very shortly after, and we have been trying to make this tiny little place ours for like the better part of the last 15 years. Earlier this year, we had a plumbing issue to where a pipe burst underneath the slab of the house, and what happened is we had to get the entire house replumbed. Basically, we had to remove all of the copper piping and replace it with like a new modern age, like not as breakable type plumbing. This was a very costly cost. We're talking a lot. We're talking $20,000. So my husband and I had to have a discussion about what we wanted to do and how we were going to pay for this, because hot water was just leaking underneath our house and it was making our floors warm and it was upping our water bill, upping our gas bill. So we had to take care of it. There was no way around it. We ended up making the decision to refi, and that is because we love this place so much and we weren't really looking to move, especially with the market nowadays. You just can't get what we have for what we owe on the house. So we ended up doing a refinance. We took about $40,000 out of the equity of the house. Don't worry. We had a ton of equity in the house. We had over $250,000 of equity into the house, so we are not upside down. We are still in a very, very manageable mortgage payment, so no worries there. But we did take out enough money to cover the plumbing repair and do some more upgrades that we have been wanting to do for the longest time. Now you're probably thinking, Gothic Farmhouse, what an interesting way to decorate your house. Basically, I needed two things that I could put together, one being my creepy little goth side. My husband and I are both very weird, but I also wanted like kind of a clean, cozy home feeling aesthetic. And so I had to marry the two, and I came up with Gothic Farmhouse. So it is a kind of a challenge, but also very much fun to find out how I can live in this little world that I wanted to create. So we are going to go downstairs and just see some of the improvements that have been made. Again, if you want to see kind of more of the before, you can check out that video I mentioned earlier. I'll also link it down below. But this is just going to kind of skim over a lot of the things that I talked about in that video and kind of highlight some of the things that we did change. So I hope you guys are ready. We're going to start at the top of the stairs and work our way down. I will catch you back when we're done.
All right, just like before, we're going to start by going down the stairs, and I still have our 3 Star Wars art prints, but the first thing that changed was I now have the Killstar Seance rug in the foyer. I like this one a lot more than the last Killstar rug that we had, so I really think that it's very beautiful. Yeah, my dogs are sleeping on the sofa, so it's not gonna look the best. We do have a lot of plants right now because it is in the colder months. I don't know if anyone remembers Armand from the last video, but he is doing amazing. I love him so much. I also love this dragon scale plant, and also these, hub's gonna kill me, some sort of constellation something. These are very rare, expensive plants, so I'm sure he'll want me to show those off. Say hello to little Jax and Toby's. Of course, you know, I fluff the pillows and Toby has to find the most fluffiest pillow and then lay on it and ruin my whole aesthetic. But he is a prince and that is just how it is. So over here, we do have the Temu cover that I put on our recliner. Yep, we're still using it. I kind of like the white right now. It goes great with the Thing poster and our new plant shelf, which is showcasing the beautiful pot I got at Michael's at Halloween time. Look at this thing. She is just thriving. And then we have Phyllis, who is a OG of the house in her beautiful matte black planter pot. And then here my hubs is storing all of his outdoor cacti because it's getting a little bit too cold for them right now. Before I start panning around, I want to just say one of the biggest transformations from the last video is the floor. You guys know I've been wanting to change this floor. We originally had a reddish orangish laminate that was original to the house when we purchased it. And I have been wanting to change it out to luxury plank for the longest time in a gray tone. And it has just been everything. It made our house feel so different and ours. And I'm just so in love with how it turned out. My hubs and I went to the store and bought it ourselves. We paid some laborers to come and install it. And I just could not be more thrilled with how it turned out. Over on our TV wall, you guys may remember the story of the antique frame that I got for the chandelier over here. But I do have some more little knickknacks that I picked up around the Halloween season. You know, it's Halloween all year round over here, but I do love how this looks and with our new Bose sound system. That's right, when we did all these renovations, we got rid of the home theater 80s system that we had, and we got a new Bose surround sound bar and subwoofer. So everything sounds amazing. Sometimes Hubs and I are sitting on the sofa and it's like we hear something across the room and we're like, oh, nope, that's just the Bose. Again, say hello to my beautiful children. They can't be bothered at the moment. Here is the snake blanket that you saw I got at Halloween season. I love it so much. We're gonna go over here to some more plants. Again, my husband has a lot of indoor plants right now because of the season, but we do have a Armand brother baby right here. And also, I can't remember, I don't know if this is another dragon scale or what, but like, look at these leaves, guys. These leaves are so cool. Like, I love this plant. It is, it's just so awesome. Carmen down here is also an OG. I am using the two lights that I showed you in my Amazon Prime video. They can be any color, but right now we have them to match what we have behind the television right now. But this is the fireplace that I redid. If you guys caught my last video, you saw that story. She's still going strong. We've got our Alien movie posters up here. If you don't know already, we are huge movie buffs, if you couldn't tell. So here is one of the sections that had to be replaced. If you can see by the ceiling, that was all torn out. The plaster's a little bit different, but it does look kind of flawless now. This wall was all torn out. Another spot that was torn out was this entire under the bar and then up this wall, and then that entire ceiling is, you can see the difference in plaster there. We do still need to paint, so that's why it looks so different up there, so apologies. I did hang our Tony Todd signed Candyman poster right here. But the drywall does look pretty good, and we repainted, and again, with the floors that I just love so much. Our dining area has kind of stayed the same. I did place the hurricane lantern that I thought I was only going to be putting out for Halloween season, but I loved it too much. So I figured out how to use it for the rest of the year. If you guys missed it, I did get this table custom made to fit the Gothic Farmhouse. So I got to pick out the base, the top, the size, the colors, and I ended up buying these chairs at a discount furniture store. So very happy with the way that this turned out. And I love the little metal light pendant above. It's giving everything that I wanted. We do have 2 new plant shelves over in the dining area. Again, I am accommodating my husband's hobby. He likes to build terrariums, which he has a really cool one going here. And just, more plants. But I can't really hate all of it because having greenery and life in your house does actually add something that is very calming and unexplainable unless you do live around it. So I really do like these. They're on a timer with the grow lights, so we don't have to mess with them. And he changes them out, every so often to some of them outside, some of them get different shelves, some of them get some show time. But yeah, I really do dig those. Last year for Christmas, my parents sent us $200 and I went ahead and bought this new farmhouse buffet. I really like it in this space. I sometimes wish the wood was just a little bit wider, but that's okay. I still really like it. It holds all of our spooky items, and I am using that Gothic cathedral tray that I got at Michael's because this buffet does hold our air fryer and our espresso maker. It also houses my hub's kombucha maker. So I'm very happy about that. So you don't have to look at it all of the time. And let's kind of ignore, but not really, the vacuum cleaner that is right here. It's living here right now because I don't have a spot for it, but this is the Shark cordless wand vacuum. It is self-emptying. So when you are done vacuuming, you just put it in that little stand and all of the debris gets sucked into the container down there. Guys, go cordless. Like, I'm telling you, it's life-changing. I vacuum all the time now. It's so easy to take this little wand off and put the little attachment on it to get in all the crevices and stuff. So I have been cleaning like nonstop. All right, we are moving into one of the biggest transformations for me. Guys, I finally got my sparkly quartz countertops and my undermount farmhouse sink. I am so overjoyed. You have no idea. If you caught the last video, you saw that we had white laminate and we had some peel and stick backsplash, and the sink was a drop-in. It wasn't bad. Hubs and I put it in ourselves, but the new one is just so much better. I cannot tell you the quality of life having the hard surface countertops. I love them so much. It moderned up everything. They don't stain, they don't crack, they don't scratch. And this single basin sink has just been absolutely amazing. We still kept the matte black faucet that I showed you the video on of us installing. We just don't have the plate on it anymore. It sits right in the counter. I love it so much. And then my husband wanted me, story about this dish rack. When we went into the showroom to pick out the countertops, the model kitchen had this dryer rack. And my husband was like, we're buying this dryer rack. I don't know what it is. It's like kind of matte black and it's like tactile. And it can be like folded, and it's really, really, really strong. So whenever I called the company to put in the order for the sparkling white countertop, I said, I want to throw in one of those dish racks that you had in the thing. And the guy was like, okay, that'll be an extra $50. And I'm like, $50? But I had to get it because Hubs was like, we need to have that. And it actually turned out to be like really useful because when he's watering plants, he can just set them on top of there and water with the sprayer, and then they drain before he puts them back on the shelves. So it has been really awesome, guys. I am so sorry my voice sounds like this. I do want to touch on the backsplash. My husband actually picked this backsplash out. I originally wanted like subway tile, gray subway tile, and he wanted something that had like a little bit more interest in it. So he picked these marble tiles that are kind of mixed in with stainless steel tiles. And while it was being installed, I was like kind of questioning it. But now that it's all said and done, I do think that it looks really cool. It is definitely the interest that I think he was looking for. And plus, look at all these sparkles. Like, I don't even care. I love these countertops. If you guys heard on the last video, I put a lot of love into this kitchen. I did repaint the cabinets from when I bought the house. They were originally an oak color, like, you know, that basic builder oak. I did paint the bottom cabinets gray and the top cabinets white. Let's just go through some of my favorite accoutrements from the kitchen. The dog treat jar that I got at Home Goods. We have the salt and pepper cellar that I absolutely love, and my little ghosty spoon rest. He is just so adorable. And then over here, I do have the Bath & Body Works Wallflowers ghosty that you guys saw that I got. I also moved the Killstar vase over here. I love this vase. And now that I have this beautiful countertop and backsplash, I really wanted to show it off. So this was like a showpiece for me. And I'm also using the Killstar canister to store our garlic cloves. My husband said that that was appropriate since it does say remove hex on the jar, but we did need some place to store them. And I am still using the pot holders that I got from, I think, Home Goods or At Home 2 years ago from Halloween. I also did hang this sign that I got on clearance from Halloween last year at Home. I think I only paid like $4 for it, but it's like a wooden frame and I really like it up there, like right above our pantry. It's like kind of cute. Also upgraded our calendar. We used to have one of those like paper calendars hung on the door that was like, you know, wildlife scenes every month or something. And my office has a table in the break room of items that people are giving away for free. And somebody had this little chalkboard calendar and I was like, I'll take that. And I think that it looks so cute in the kitchen, like with the black and white motif. So really happy to score that one on the free table. I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but with this kitchen remodel, I spent $100 and some to get a smaller Vitamix pitcher. I know I'm crazy, but the 64-ounce pitcher that we had to make our smoothies didn't fit under the counter, and so that it sat next to the base, and I was like, I want my countertops to be clean and pristine. So yeah, I spent over $100 to get I think it's a 48-ounce, I think. Or whatever. It's smaller and it fits under the counter like perfectly. Also from the free table at my office, somebody put these 2 canisters on there and I saw them and I'm like, oh, those are gonna look good in my new kitchen. So this is where we store our collagen powder and chia seeds for smoothies. Love it. I mean, can't get any better than free, right? I did reuse the knife block that I got from my Amazon Prime video. So now our knives are on this beautiful marble and stainless steel backsplash. And I'm using the Temu paper towel holder, guys. Like, can you believe it? Yeah, it actually works. And it's nice because it takes the paper towels off of the countertop, which, you know, is what I was looking for. And then, of course, I got my little Cthulhu over here who is storing our chocolates and the spoon rests that I got from At Home this Halloween season. So yeah, guys, this is my kitchen and I'm just super excited about it. Aside from the floor, this has been like one of my most favorite upgrades. So I'm so happy and I like never want to leave it. Speaking of never wanting to leave it, my favorite gallery wall is also right next to the kitchen. You guys may have seen this in the last video. I put up this wallpaper that has this gothy damask motif, and this is where we store our keys and the dog's leashes and trash bags and things like that. But I do love all of the little kind of movie things that we got and some art prints and photographs. But I do love this gallery wall a lot. Also, not gonna try and get me in the mirror, but this is the satin black door that I painted with the goth mirror on it. Still love this one. This is perfect for this space. Last but not least, I do have to show this powder room. I did not show this powder room in my last video, but they had to tear out a lot of this wall right here and the ceiling up here. So we did end up having to repaint it. I did just paint it gray like the rest of the house because that's the kind of paint we bought to patch the walls. But we ended up getting a new light fixture. The ceiling is patched. This is the, sorry, try not to get in there. But if you didn't see it, I don't think you saw it last time, but I redid this bathroom when I first bought the house. It had one of those little builder grade sinks, and I bought this kind of basin sink. So this was one of the first things that had to get redone when all that drywall. You can see it's not perfect, but we did the best that we could with painting and patching it. But yeah, this is just the little downstairs powder room. Say hello to Jaxies. He got off of his bed. But there you have it, guys. That is the little Gothic Farmhouse updates tour. Again, I'll just give you a shot of my gorgeous kitchen. But yeah, here is the space in its entirety. Toby has not moved because he is Tobes. Yes, guys, I really am in love with the improvements and I'm so happy with everything. I will meet you back upstairs so we can say goodbye and show you one more thing. And we're back. What'd you guys think? Did you think some of those choices were just like absolutely perfect for what we wanted to do? I do have one other thing that we spent a huge chunk of money on. This is actually the outside of the house, aka our backyard. We do have an HOA that takes care of the front of the house, but anything behind the backyard fence is ours. So like we have to maintain the back part of our lot. I did take this footage a little bit earlier in the year when it was like nice and sunny outside, when we actually had the work done. It does not look like this currently because it is cold and there are leaves everywhere. But I am going to show you a little bit of what we did to the backyard. Now, to start off, the fence that we had in our backyard was original to the house, so that it was put up in 1997. It has been through the ringer. It is rotted, it was dark, it was falling apart, and with our two little boys in the backyard, we just couldn't risk having them kind of shimmy through some of the holes that were opening. It was also way overgrown. And so what we ended up doing is we had a landscaping company come and they cleaned it out and we built a new retaining wall. Now this is to the tune of about $10,000, but let me tell you, it has been totally worth it. The fact that we got all those old garden beds torn out and we have all of this space now to make it ours has just been so incredible. We did start planting some things. We put a little bit of decoration out there. We laid some mulch down, but really this is the stuff that is gonna just kind of transform through the years. Every year we planted like some cone trees. I got myself a little dual rose bush that has red and white roses on it. We did have a lot of flowers planted, but again, this is all just going to kind of bush up over the years. So we're just looking forward to that. Absolutely so much better than what we started out with that jungle. The outside also does host my husband's bonsai garden. So he has a little kind of tiered stone garden where he has all of his hobbyist bonsais. Or I'm sorry, I'll say bonsai, otherwise he'll kill me. But all of his bonsais are out there, and we do have like kind of a shelf outside during the warmer months that house all of his plants that are cacti and all of that. So with that in the new backyard, we have this perfect little space that we just love chilling outside and like hanging out. But that is all I have for you today, guys. Comment down below if you think some of these upgrades were really, really awesome, or if you just love the Gothic Farmhouse aesthetic in general, if you think it's really cool.
We also do live here, so, you know, I can't have it look like a showpiece all the time, but I do try my best to keep it, you know, just how I like it. If you could please like this video, it really does help me out. Comment down below like I asked you to, that would be awesome. And if you could subscribe, that would be the awesomest. I love you guys so, so much. I will see you in the next one.